Hi, my name is Mark McKown. I'm the strength and conditioning coach for the Utah Jazz. I'm here with Enes Kanter, our new big guy from Turkey via Kentucky. We're going to talk to you about training your core today. Core is essential. Every movement you do either originates in the core or transfers through the core. And when we talk about the core, we're really talking about your trunk, and that's the musculature around your spine. You got to have a good solid musculature there so you're not wobbly. In Enes' case, we want him to be nice and stable in the trunk and core so he can sprint down the court faster than anybody, so he can move quicker than any other big guy, so he can jump higher. We follow 3 rules. 1, you can train them every day. But most people, 3 days a week is great, it's ideal. You're going to make really good adaptations going 3 days a week. The next thing is we want to go a 1-to-1 ratio. So for every 1 ab exercise you do, we want you to do 1 low back exercise. And then the next thing that we want you to do is we want you to start off easy. Don't go crazy with it. Don't go out there and think, okay, I've got to get, 10 sets of 30 abs and 10 sets of 30 low back, because you don't. You start off where you are that is relative to your conditioning. In Enes' case, he can do a lot of abs, he can do a lot of low back work, and he does. He's very proud of these right here. We want him to be proud again about running up and down that court, out jumping everybody, moving quicker than other big guys, being able to hold them off in the post, all those things. That's what we want. This is just a nice little byproduct. When we train the core, the trunk, it's very important we warm up first, regardless what your fitness level is. So what we'll do is we'll do a couple of exercises routinely. We mix in some other things. I'm going to show you 2 things. The first thing we'll do is a pelvic tilt. So we're going to press the pelvis down to the floor, and we're going to tilt it up. So we're going down and up, tilting down and then up. And we go 20 reps. Just want to warm up the muscles of the low back and the abs. And we're going to arch the back. So we get a hyperlordosis, and then we're going to a hypolordosis. So we're going to go big curvature here and then an arch. They're called scaredy cats, fraidy cats, whichever one you'd like to use. And again, we're going 20 reps. So we're going to 20 good repetitions of the scaredy cats, 20 good repetitions of the pelvic tilts, and then we're ready to go right into our ab and low back exercise. First one's a basic crunch, and we have certain rules when we do this. We'll start, in your case, I'd suggest starting with 10 to 20 reps. We're going to keep your back floored, so your back's pressed against the floor the entire time. This is going to help engage your abs. And then you're just going to go ahead and let's show them Enes. So you're getting 20 good crunches here. That's pretty nice, actually, because he has strong abs. He can get these big shoulders off the ground. He's keeping his back floored. I can't get my hand under his back, even when he's back. So when he goes down, I still can't get my hand under his back between the floor. That's the way you should view it. Going from the crunches, the next thing we're going to do is a heel touch. And on the heel touch, we're targeting the obliques. So that's the love handle area here. And simply, we're just going to have you touch your heel with your hand. You want to challenge it, you might move your feet a little bit further away from your body, just like that. So you have to reach further. And again, we're going 20 reps. And in this case, we'll go 1-2 instead of 1-1. And then once we finish the heel touches, then we're going to go to a toe touch. In this case, it's a little bit more challenging. We're going to go with a straight leg. We're going to have Enes reach up and touch his toes. It's going to make him engage those abs. Hamstring flexibility, we'd like to see a little bit better. It's not horrible. But the big thing is we want him to engage these abs, keep them engaged the entire time, and getting 20 touches here. Next ab exercise we're going to teach, the 4th in the series, is called an alternating pike. And in this case, we'll go left hand to right leg, or right hand to left leg, and then we'll alternate and go across. So again, same principle. We're going 20 repetitions. And again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, not a 1-1 count. Okay, when we train the core, we hit the abs, and we got to hit the low back. Can't neglect the low back. It's essential. And again, if you neglect that low back, then you're setting yourself up for injury down the road. So in this case, what we'd start off with is a simple butt lift. And in this case, we're going to have Enes, because we're going to challenge him a little bit more. Might have him put his feet together, because I think he can do this. He's strong enough. We're going to have him lift his pelvis as high as he can. We're going to hold this one longer than we would normal. We want to stretch the hip flexors, maybe get a little stretch of the lower abs. And then we're engaging the glutes and the spinal erectors and the hamstrings a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we'll do the same principle because we're going 20 repetitions. So we're going to go 20 reps. So you push up, nice squeeze, good stretch, back down. He's holding a little bit longer than we would. We go about a 1 count up, 1 count down, and again we're knocking out 20 repetitions. Here, then we're going to go into swimmers, and on these we're going to do alternate extremities. So we'll go again, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, and we're just going to alternate, trying to get as high as we can. We want to work on flexibility. Now Enes has a little bit, he's fairly tight, which is really common with people in general, particularly I think basketball players, is they tend to be a little tight in the hip flexor area. So we want him to stretch this while he engages these muscles in the back. So we've done our low back exercises, we've done our ab exercises. Now what we want to do is an exercise that ties it all together. So really focuses on trunk stability, which again is essential whether you're an athlete or whether you are a weekend warrior or you're somebody that wants to get in and out of your car comfortably. So in this case, we're going to start with a front bridge. And in a front bridge, we want Enes to go and have a nice solid body. This is really nice here, where he's pretty much a straight line from heel to shoulder. It's a little bit of a diagonal, obviously. Nice and solid through here, and we'll have him hold it for 60 seconds to 2 minutes. And I think in the case of most beginners, you go 30 seconds, you shoot for 30 seconds. If you have pain on doing any of these, you shouldn't do them. But I think 30 seconds is a reasonable goal. We'll transition from the front bridge into a right and left side bridge. In this case, we're going to have you, or the athlete, go into this bridge where you lift your hips. We want your hips forward, which is really hard because most people tend to be weak in the hip area. So you're really engaging your glutes, you're engaging the muscles along your spine, your spinal erectors. It's fairly demanding. If we want to make it a little bit more demanding, we might lift this arm straight up. And if we want to make it even more demanding, we lift the leg. So go ahead and lift this leg, Enes, which is really hard. You can do repetitions or you can hold it up the entire time. The big thing is we want you staying solid in your hips. Now, we would have Enes hold this for a minimum of 30 seconds, maybe 10 repetitions with the leg lift, flip over and do the other side. In your case, I would suggest starting with 15 seconds and progressing from there to 30 seconds. If you do yoga, I'm sure you're familiar with it. We're gonna, in this case, trying to stay nice and solid here. We're gonna bring the elbow back and touch the knee, and then we're gonna extend both out. Nice, so nice and solid across through here. Again, hamstrings, glute, low back, actually getting some of the upper back muscles as well. We're gonna go, in this case, we'll go 10 repetitions on one side, 10 repetitions on the other side to equal things out. So we're gonna go left arm to right leg, right arm to left leg, elbow to knee, and then a full extension. Okay, once we've got our repetitions done in this, then we would go flat on the mat, and we're gonna go into what a lot of people would call Superman, but not to be sexist, we'll call this a super person exercise. And in this case, we're going to lift all 4 extremities at once off the floor. Again, engaging hamstring, a lot of glute, a lot of low back, a little bit of upper back, mid-thoracic, upper thoracic. And then we're going to go, you don't have to hold it that long, it's challenging. So again, we're going to go about a 1 up, 1 down repetition. And this, we're going 20 reps. Now this is going to be more challenging for most people than the abs because people tend to neglect their low back.
Stay tuned to utahjazzfit.com for more fit tips.